Ugh, this fall, get ready for another full octane DC movie whose character got introduced way too late in the universe, with overused CGI and boring backstory of Superman. Do comic book fans really consider Jason Momoa to be an ideal actor playing as Aquaman? I don't know what other character he's portrayed other than a brooding behemoth. There's most likely going to be weak and cheesy one liners, just like James Wan's other popular movies.
Thing about street fights, the street always wins.
Permission to come aboard.
He's the king of that. I just know he'll make this movie's plot so absurd and force fed. I'll give him this though. He knows how to get high grossing box office movies. Warner Brothers must be real desperate to resurrect life back into the franchise people are beginning to dislike. James Wan is a moneymaker. His films appeal predominantly to late teens and 20-something year olds, which is pretty much the bulk of mainstream cinema going audiences. I mean, I consider The Conjuring and Insidious good movies, but by no means great movies. I feel like they're worshipped by the people that aren't really familiar with how true horror movies should be. I don't think horror fans consider James Wan a great director, but one can't deny that he knows how to tickle the fancy of the mainstream public. I think James Wan is starting to lose his touch as a horror director. There's a number of other independent horror films taking up the torch for creating a quality horror flick, such as Heredity, The Witch, The Babadook, and Get Out. And it's because Wan's movies rely too heavily on cheap jump scares to be effective on his audiences. His movies have become extremely polished now. Let's look at Furious 7. I don't know what to say about this movie. The film is pretty much an adaptation to my youth when I drove my Hot Wheel toys around my bedroom and on the couch. I pulled some serious crazy stunts. Stunts that defied gravity, as if there were no rules. Yep, that pretty much sums up what Furious 7 is. Now, looking at the Aquaman trailer, you can tell James Wan will do whatever to cater to comic book fans. Aquaman's original costume? Are you kidding me? You just know it'll conflict with his old costume in Justice League and in the sequel, if the production company thinks it's profitable to make a sequel, that is. There's also the scene in the trailer where our heroes are in what looks like the ruins or whatever of Atlantis, where they place droplets of water on the statue, which activates this mechanism and illuminates a hologram. So this wasn't a complete rip-off of the Fifth Element, right? Second, why do they have to always have a hologram explain the movie's protagonist's background story? We saw it already in Superman. Is this how DC movies are always going to explain their upcoming movie backstories now? Then, there's the aquarium scene from their latest trailer. And what's up with Black Manta 2? He looks like a 90s Power Ranger villain in the trailer. I know James Wan already confirmed it, but I really hope that they don't try to fit all three of Aquaman's villains in one film. I honestly just don't believe this movie will be any good or decent. If you enjoy James Wan's other movies like Furious 7, then hey man, you'll have a blast. DC movies will never change their formula for making movies. The trailer seems to promise another generic Justice League movie. The Shazam movie looks more promising than this film. I'd probably prefer James Cameron's vision of Aquaman to come true instead of watching this movie. Come on, you know you'd be more interested in watching Vincent Chase's performance instead of Jason Momoa's.
This is badass!
Thank you for listening to me rant.